Channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be recreating my everyday makeup look using only Japanese drugstore makeup products. So first things first, I'm going to moisturize my skin. I don't typically wear foundation, so I've never really saw a need to use primer. My skin has just been really problematic in my 20s, so I try not to mask irritated skin with foundation or anything like that. So I normally just use like an SPF or a moisturizer to prime my skin. So what I'm going to be using today is the Perfect Gel. So I'm just going to take a tiny little glob just to moisturize my skin. And I've already been using this on my skin for the past like week, I would say. It hasn't irritated or bothered my skin at all. Oh, so I forgot to mention, one of the most important products that I'm going to be using today is this Rosy Rosa Real Look mirror. The cool thing about this mirror is it doesn't have that silver coating, I guess, that most cosmetics mirrors have. So the purpose of this is to help you see your skin better. That way you get a more accurate application of the products that you're using and you don't really cake on your makeup. So I'll let you guys be the judge of that, whether or not I'm caking on my makeup. So the next product that I'm going to be using is the Bee Honey Face and Body Skincare. I'm going to use this as a second layer of moisturizer just because my skin tends to be really dry in the winter. Again, I've already tested this product on my skin, so I know it's not going to irritate it or anything. And I've got combination skin, so I'm just going to put this on the especially dry areas of my face. It's usually around my mouth, sometimes on the cheeks, a little bit on the forehead. So this particular product is only available in the winter months, so what I did, because I liked it so much, is I went and I purchased enough, hopefully to last me until next winter. So now I'm gonna apply some lip balm. This is by the same maker of that body cream that we just used. So the next product that I'm gonna use is a concealer. And like I said, I don't wear foundation, so this is just gonna have to work in place of foundation. So I normally just apply right under the eyes, and then I'll drag it down to the side of my nose, kind of make like a triangular shape, but it doesn't really matter because it all gets blended out. And then I apply a little teeny tiny bit on my upper eyelids. I typically use concealer for the purpose of just brightening my skin. I have bags and I've come to accept that it's just a part of my anatomy. I've tried lots of different eye creams, and no matter what I use, it doesn't get rid of my bag. So I've just accepted it. I don't normally conceal to try to cover up my bag. So just a part of me, I'm just gonna blend that in, and then I drag it over my nose just so I can have just a really bright center of my face. So now I'm gonna go in with this powder to try to bronze my face. You can see it got a little bit beat up on the plane ride home. It didn't have like a lid or a cover to it, so I just had to store it in my suitcase as it was. So I'm going to take a little bit of that on the brush. Bronzer was a little bit difficult to find. Just upon my observations, it doesn't really seem like the women in Japan really bronze or contour their face. So it was a little difficult to find a bronzer, but we'll make do with what we have. So this isn't really picking up on my skin as a bronzer, but that's okay. We'll make adjustments as we go. So we'll just leave that alone for now. Now, typically what I do is I'll go in with a blush, and I'm going to use this CanMake cream blush. I'm not too familiar with cream blushes, but it seems like this is a pretty popular makeup product. So we'll see. I'm going to take 2 fingers. I'm just going to dip into the blush itself. I'm going to apply a little bit to my cheeks, and then I'm going to blend that out so it's not so harsh. A lot of the women in Japan, it seems like they concentrate the blush towards the middle of the face as opposed to the sides. So I'm gonna try to follow suit and do that. And I'm actually gonna blend this out with that beauty sponge that I used earlier. This blush has got a little bit of a sheen to it, so it's really helping to brighten up my face and just give me like a really glowy, dewy look. And then normally what I do is I'll take a little bit of blush that's left over on the brush itself and just apply it to the tip of my nose. But I'm just gonna dip right back into that blush again, apply a little bit there, and then I'm just gonna take my sponge and try to blend that in. Oh, and then I forgot to contour my nose. So I'm gonna go in with that same powder. We'll see how this picks up on my nose. Now I'm gonna go in with eyeshadow. So I opted to purchase a really natural, neutral eyeshadow. Just in my everyday life, I try not to go too overboard with the makeup. I'm gonna go in with this shade here. And I'm probably the worst at applying eyeshadow and trying to blend it. Literally have no rhyme or reason to how I do my makeup. So if you were on this video expecting to see a full-blown tutorial, you are in the wrong place. Then I'm gonna take that same shade and I'm just gonna go right in under, right at the lower lid. Again, just to add some depth. And then normally what I do is I'll go in with a highlighter. So this is the highlighter that I purchased. I'm gonna go in with that same kind of flat brush that I used before. I'm gonna dab a little bit on the tip and then I'm just gonna apply that to the inner corners. And then drag that all the way across. And then what the heck? Maybe apply a little bit under the brow bone here. And I'm gonna attempt to be resourceful. So I typically like my bronzer a little bit darker than this, and this powder itself didn't really show up as a bronzer on my skin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that eyeshadow. I'm actually gonna take that color and I'm gonna try to bronze up my face just a little bit more. So again, these products are showing up pretty sheer on my face, but that's okay. I think the overall makeup look in Japan is just really sheer and really natural. So now it's definitely starting to look a little bit more like my everyday makeup look. Now I'm gonna go in with that same highlighter just because I have it out, and I'm gonna highlight my cheeks. So this highlighter is applying a little bit harshly to my face. So I'm just gonna really try to blend that in so I don't have like a really heavy silver patch on my cheekbone. And I'm getting a little greasy, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with that powder that I attempted to bronze with, and I'm just gonna apply that to the really kind of shiny parts of my face. So this product definitely worked better as kind of like a setting powder on me than it did a bronzer. And then I'm gonna go in with that same eyeshadow shade that I used to contour my cheeks, just to re-contour my nose. And then I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade in that eyeshadow palette, and I'm just gonna kind of pack that onto my upper eyelid. Usually I'll do like a white or like a really cream colored eyeshadow shade on my upper eyelid, and it's mostly just for the purpose of absorbing the oils on my eyelids. I don't really do it to add depth to the look. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna absorb some of that grease. Your girl's getting greasy. And that blush is kind of disappearing on my face, so I'm just gonna go in with a little bit more, but this time I'm gonna try not to blend it out so much. That way it'll be a little bit more prominent on my cheeks. Now the look is kind of starting to come together. I feel like makeup for me doesn't really start to show until I do my eyebrows and my eyelashes and my eyeliner. So now I'm gonna go in and fill in the brows. I'm using this Integrate Brow Pencil. I think the color is dark brown, but we will see. So when I do my brows, I kind of just really inaccurately just kind of fill in the sparse areas, and then I'll go in with like a spoolie just to fill it out even more, and then I'll go in with like my finger to clean up the rest. So this eyebrow pencil is actually applying a lot lighter than what I thought it would. It's actually applying as more of like a taupe shade, and I typically go for like a darker brown shade. So I'm just gonna go in with, again, that eyeshadow that we used before in an angled brush just to fill out kind of the really light, sparse areas. I've noticed the women in Japan, when they fill in their brows, it's really just to fill in like the really thin areas. The product itself is actually starting to wipe off as I'm going over it with the eyeshadow, but we'll make it work. I have this part of my eyebrow on my right brow, right over here, that never picks up product. No matter what product I use, it always just kind of wipes away. Neither the eyeshadow or the eyebrow pencil is really picking up on my skin the way I would like it to. Like, this brow is really thin and really pointy. So I'm gonna try to work on that a tad bit more, but if I can't get it to how I want it, then oh well. Okay, so that might just be the best that we're gonna get. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now before I totally wipe my brow off. So now I'm gonna go in with the eyeliner. So this is the Kate Gel Liquid Liner. And when I do my eyeliner, I need total and complete silence or I will butcher them entirely. Okay, I think we got it. So I like the way that the eyeliner came out. This eyeliner reminds me a lot of the e.l.f. Like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like the $3 eyeliner that they sell at Target, which is what I use on a day-to-day basis. So I like the application of it, and it has like a really kind of matte black finish. So I like it. I'm not gonna mess with it. I mean, obviously the eyeliner, they're not twins. They're not twins. We're not gonna go there, but it looks okay. So now we're gonna go in with some mascara. So I got the long and curly mascara because I like my lashes long and curly. So I've used Japanese mascaras before, and regardless of what type of mascara it is, I've noticed a lot of them, they come with like these little fibers packed inside. And I think the purpose of that is to lengthen your eyelashes. So this mascara is no different. I can already see that it's got a little bit of fibers inside the formula itself. I'm used to my mascaras applying to be really wet. And for me personally, I just like a really clumpy eyelash look. So I can already tell that I'm going to have to go in with a couple of layers of the mascara. So I'm going to let that dry before I go in and mess with it anymore. And some of the makeup is already kind of starting to wear away. So I'm just going to reapply a little bit of highlighter to my inner corner. This time I'm going to apply it a little more heavily. I'm so tempted to go in and mess with my brows more, but I don't want to mess them up. So I think I'm just going to leave them alone. Gonna let that dry. Okay, now we're gonna go for that second coat of mascara, and I'll usually kind of back comb my eyelashes just to get them more clumpy. I'm really bad about applying my mascara and getting, like, bumping the brush up, like, just like how I did there, and bumping the brush up against my eyelid. I try to be mindful of it, and I try to clean it up before, like, I get to work or get to school, but sometimes I just don't feel like it. So if you ever see me and I'm out and you see that I have mascara on my upper eyelid, just ignore it. I know it's there. I'm ignoring it just like you. So my mascara is almost at my desired thickness, but I think I'm gonna go in with one more layer of mascara before I call it quits. I'm gonna go and apply a little bit of this blush as kind of a lipstick or a lip balm. Just on a day-to-day basis, I don't wear lipstick. Lipstick is kind of bothersome and drying to my lips, so I'll only wear lipstick if it's like a special occasion. I'm gonna take a little bit of that cream blush, and I'm just gonna apply it to the middle of my lips. We'll see how this applies. I'm trying to do like that whole like baby doll puckered look, but we'll see. Never done it before. All this really did was highlight the pink tones in my lips, but I mean, it's fine. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So this is probably bothering you because it's bothering me. So I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna clean up my upper eyelids of that excess mascara. And that's probably the best that it's gonna get. So I'm gonna stop messing with that, apply a little bit more mascara. Hopefully this is gonna be our last layer. Starting to look like me again. So here is the finished look. All in all, I think the end result is really similar to how I do my makeup in everyday life. I feel like I achieved a more natural, more dewy look than what I normally go for, and I'm happy with the way the look came out. So that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.